Completing the square. More completing the square. What's that say? Part deux. Dose. 2. If you guys were trilingual like I am, you would know that. Part deux. Just kidding. I'm not really trilingual. Y'all know that, though. All right, here we go. So on Friday, we did not have a leading coefficient of anything other than 1. Today, guess what? They're all going to be not 1. Okay? Leading coefficients are not 1. That's the way it feels. Why did we discriminate on Friday? We made them wait until today. Because you just have to have. Folks, what was the rule? The very first rule. It has to be 1. In order to complete the square, your leading coefficient must be 1. So if it's not, then what are we going to do? We're going to go through and divide. If your leading coefficient is not 1, then go through and divide. Divide is not spelled that way. Divide. There. Into every single term. And when you do that, you have a happy quadratic. You guys really need to calm down. Shh. Stop it. Stop being. You're out of control. All right. Don't. It's not funny. Ha ha. No. Out of control. Here we go. Y'all act like it's Monday and it's raining and like you want to be at home in the bed. What's wrong with you? I don't understand why you don't want to be here in Algebra 2. Cynthia, why? 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 This is the most exciting day of the week. It's the most exciting class of the day. And don't look at me like it is not. It is. Don't try to cover up the, no, it's not. Mariah saw that. Trying to protect my feelings. Here we go. 3x squared minus 11x. Ooh, that's going to be so, that's a joke. Ha ha ha. Sorry. 2x squared minus, oh, y'all are going to love that one too. Hold on. I know you're laughing on the inside. Don't cry. Don't. I'm trying to make it nice so you won't cry. Like this one. That was a joke too. Kind of a half joke. You need to appreciate my sense of humor. Mister. So I didn't even make you erase it. I just made you change it a little. 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Oh, please, Lord, let this work out nicely. Okay. Now, fun stuff. You ready for this? What's wrong with this problem? The coefficient is not 1. What do we have to do to that coefficient? We have to divide everything by 2. Every single thing. If you want to draw one big old division symbol and then throw the 2 under there, go ahead. But you better not make a careless mistake, because if you do, I might accidentally fall into your ear with my elbow. Please don't do that. It would hurt. That would hurt. You know it would. Here we go. Minus 3/2. What's 0 divided by any number? 0. Okay. Hey, are we back to a place that we're familiar with? Oh, this is going to be so difficult, isn't it? It's not going to be difficult. What do? Add the 3/2 to both sides. Put that blank in there. Remember, it has to be a plus there. Plus blank. How did I get negative 3/2 over there? I have to add it. And you have to put the blank there. That's what you do to one side, you have to do the other. See what you get with that. You don't need me to talk you through this. It's the same thing you do for homework. All right. So here we go through this process, right? Bring down an x. Bring down a what? Plus. Bring down your plus first. And then half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. What you add to one side, you have to add to the other. You guys are going to use your calculators, and I know that. You're going to put parentheses, 3 divided by 2, parentheses, plus 4. Enter, math frac, and you're going to get a fraction, and that's fine. What? I can use my calculator? Yes, but I don't need it. Because what number divided by 2 gives me 4? 8. So that gives me 11, that's right, 11 halves. Yes? Okay. Now, what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to take the square root of both sides, yes? That's going to give me x plus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 11 over the square root of 2. Now, let's think about that. Can I have a radical in the denominator? No. I have to rationalize. Okay? Here's the catch in this problem. You must rationalize. No radicals in the denominators. You got to rationalize it. So how do I do that? Well, let's do this over to the side. If you don't want to mess up your work, how do I rationalize that number? Square root of 11 over square root of 2. What do I multiply by? Root 2 over root 2. And that's going to eliminate that radical in the denominator. Folks, what's the root 11 times root 2? Root 22 over plain old 2. Now think about it. What's the root 2 times root 2? It's root 4. What's the square root of 4? Plain old 2. Is that nicer? Yes. So now what am I going to do with this negative 2 right here? What's that positive 2? Dang it. You're going to subtract it from both sides, correct? So x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus. We're going to replace the root 11 over root 2 with root 22 over 2. Can I leave it that way? Yes. I can leave it that way. I seal a leafy seal. It's not so bad, is it? Yeah? Y'all cool with that? Got a little twist to it. Any questions at all? Let's do another one. Here we go. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. What's wrong with that? Oh, geez. I got to divide by 2, right? Why am I dividing by 2? Because that's my leading coefficient. And my leading coefficient, when I'm completing the square, must be what number? Must be 1. That's going to give me, do I leave this as a fraction? Yes. I know y'all love this. 3/2 x plus blank is equal to 0 minus who? What am I doing? All I'm doing is I'm taking this 1/2 and I'm throwing it over there. How do I throw it over there? I subtract it from both sides. You guys with me? Y'all want to give this one a shot without me talking you through it? How many of you want to try this on your own? Try it on your own. And then you know I'm going to talk through it anyway. Give it a shot. Question. All right, ask that question again. How do you take half of a fraction? Folks, if you have, we know that we're going to take half of 3/2. This will help you. The word of in math means to multiply. So we're going to take 1/2 times 3/2, which gives us 3/4. Okay? So let's go through that process. Bring down your x. What kind of sign do I bring down? It's a minus, so I bring down a minus. Half of 3/2 is 3/4. All right, that's how we got that. 3/4 squared is what number? 9/16. What you add to one side, you got to add to the other side. I know y'all going to blow that calculator up. Nope, it's positive because any number squared will be positive. Okay? Here we go. Now, 1/2 plus 9/16. Folks, I know you hate the fractions. I don't know why you hate them. They don't hate y'all. You should love them. Fractions are your friends and decimals are what? The devil. Just saying. They are the devil. All right, here we go. Let me move this over here. And let me get that back up there. All right, check this out. All right. What am I adding together? And I have to move it again. It's going to be negative 1/2 plus what? 9/16. Oh, Lord, look, I get 0.0625. And
you know what that means, guys?
That means we're going to math frac that.
Woo, and that's called pure happiness.
There we go. See? 1/16. You want to know how he knows that?
Because I passed this class with 110 of extra credit and everything.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, she's not in here.
Oh, gosh.
She should be there.
Look,
Uh-huh. Here we go. Oh, okay. Do y'all need to see that again? I'm distracted now. Does everybody understand how we got 1/16? Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. Here we go. What am I going to do now? Take the square root of both sides, right? So that's going to give me x minus 3/4 equals plus or minus who? 1 who? 1/4. 1/4. 1/4. And now we're going to get to something that's easy to work with. What am I going to do with that negative 3/4? I'm going to add it to both sides. So it's going to give me x is equal to positive 3/4 plus or minus 1/4. And we're going to split that into 3/4 plus 1/4 and 3/4 minus 1/4. Wow. 4/4, which is 1. 2/4, which is 1/2. It ends up being a pretty decent problem with solutions that kind of make sense. It's a beast to get there, but it's doable. How many of you got? Did anybody get 1/2 and 1? Very good. Very good. Questions at all? Do you need to stare and compare for a moment? All right, let's check this and make sure I got this in the calculator correctly. So I've got negative, parentheses, negative 1/2. Did you have that much? Parentheses, negative 1 divided by 2 parentheses, plus, parentheses, 9 divided by 16 parentheses. Did you have that much? Enter. 0.0625? Okay. I don't know. You've had bound to, did you put a negative? What did you get? Because you had to have put something in there right. Wrong. You had to put something in there wrong. Maybe you left out a parentheses? Okay, I don't know. Try again. Any other questions? Everybody cool? As long as you have your calculator and I don't take the calculator away from you, are the fractions doable? We can tolerate them. Are we becoming friends with fractions, folks? We should be. They've done nothing to you, so don't treat them like a poo pile on the pavement. That's a little alliteration. Poo pile on the pavement. Ms. Turner would be proud of me. All right, here we go. Let's do another one. No questions at all. Last one, and then I'm going to cut you loose. Here we go. You ready for this? TB, you ready? Uh-huh. You look ready. You look like you're ready. I think I just lied to you. I don't think this is the last one. You're excited about this one, aren't you? I can tell you are. So we're dividing by 3, right? Okay. That gives us x squared is x squared minus 11/3 x plus blank equals 0 plus 4/3 plus blank. You guys agree with that much? Yeah? All right, so we know we're getting ready to go through that process. Bring down an x, bring down a minus. What's 1/2 of 11/3? 11/6, right? Y'all say that. Making fun of me. What's 11/6 squared? 121 over 36. Do you guys agree with that? Add it to the left side, got to add it to the right side. Right on? All right. So, let's see. Lindsay, will you go cut my calculator on for me? I don't know why I won't do it from here. If I hit it 14 times. There we go. Thank you, dear. All right. So 4/3 plus 121 divided by 36. Yuck. Math. Frac. Aha. It's totally doable. Just looks ugly. Is that 169 over 36? Okay. Totally doable. Oh, this is so easy. What am I going to do now? Square root of both sides. Come on now. 11/6 is equal to plus or minus. Folks, what's the square root of 169? 13. What's the square root of 36? Plain old 6. Easy. I fooled you. X is equal to positive 11/6 plus or minus 13/6. Split it. And some of you are not going to do this step. I know that because you don't like to show your work at all, and then I have to count full credit off because you won't show your work. What's 24 divided by 6? 4. Negative 2 over 6 is negative 1/3. Right on. So our solutions are negative 1/3 and positive 4. How many of you had that? Fossil. It was a trick all along. Ha! I got you. Tricked you. That wasn't that bad, was it? Was not. You're going to have to do these over and over and over again. You're going to like fractions. It kills me. You're going to. You got your calculator. Use your calculator. Yes, sir. 121 over 36. Somebody tell Christian how we got 121 over 36, please. It's the thing we do. We take half of this number, put it there. And then we take this number, we square it, and we put it there. Okay? You got to square the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator. Okay? Oh, I just saw the light bulb. Yes. Any other questions? Push through. It'll be all right. I promise. All right, here's what you're going to do for me. No questions at all? None? Folks, if you don't do it, you're never going to figure this stuff out. Workbook. Page. Notes, notes everywhere. Let's go with ooh, that's a good one. Let's do 23 before we, no. Yeah, let's do number 23 on page 59 together. Let's do this one together. So if you were to run into a problem like this, you would know what to do. Okay? Caution, caution, caution. Why? What's missing? Everything. Everything. All right, now if I told you to solve that, if I just gave you a blanket, solve that quadratic equation, how would you solve it? I'd take the square root of both sides, and I know it'd have an I in my answer, right? Because I have a negative 11. But if I were to be a fart face and say, solve by completing the square, yes, that's what we're going to do. And we're even going to write it beside it because I don't want you to be a trickster. TV, don't be a trickster. Solve by completing the square. But look what's going to happen. We got to rewrite this thing. Okay? We got to rewrite it. What's it missing? The x term. Well, if it's missing an x term, then its coefficient must be what number? 0. Because 0 times anything is what? 0. I don't have a third term, so it must be 0, right? And it's already got a negative 11 over there. So now I have a second term, I have a third term of my quadratic. Now I'm ready to complete the square, right? You don't really have to put it there, but I'm just putting it there because our quadratic typically is a trinomial. All right? I'm going to keep my 0 there because it's going to be beneficial to me. Now I'm going to put my blank on the left side. Do I really have to subtract 0 from both sides? No. I'm going to have negative 11 plus blank. You guys cool with that? You see what I'm doing? Yeah? All right, here we go. Go through the process again, just like always. Bring down your x, bring down your plus. What's half of 0? 0. Oh, geez. What's 0 squared? 0. Add it to the left, add it to the right. What's this negative 11 plus 0? Negative 11. What am I going to do now? Square root of both sides in slow motion. And we get x plus 0 is equal to plus or minus I root 11, isn't it? Can I subtract 0 from both sides? Is it necessary? Not really necessary. But guys, don't I get the same answer as if I would have just taken the square root of both sides? See, it's still doable. Completing the square is just a process to get to the end. You still should complete the square, but I'll be right honest with you. I'm looking for solutions. It's the same thing. Yeah, how many ways do we have? Let's think about this. Ways to solve quadratics. What I'm giving you is like tools for a toolbox. I'm giving you tools that whenever you see an x squared plus 8x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 equation, you've got several different methods of solving. What's the first way that you love and you wish we could always use? Solve by what? Calculator. Solve by graphing on that stinking calculator. That's what you love because it's a no-brainer. You're just punching buttons, right? What's the second way that you know how to solve a quadratic equation? Factoring. Solve by factoring. But if you don't know how to factor, that's not easy. You got to know how to factor. Write this down. What's the third way? Completing the square. And there is another way within completing the square. What is it? What do we do? If we have a quantity squared, what do we always do on that? When we have quantity squared is equal to a number, what do we always do? We square root. So folks, we could say that we could solve by, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. Take the square root of both sides. That's another way to solve a quadratic. Tomorrow we're going to go over, we could solve by the quadratic formula. Now you've already gone over the quadratic formula in Algebra 1, but this is like quadratic formula on steroids, okay? Check the website. So you'll be okay with that. It's just one little extra something, okay? Now, homework. I hope you got all that because that's just showing you how important. Do you think quadratic equations are important? Probably so if we've got 5 different ways to solve them. I would think it's pretty daggone important, okay? Classwork homework. In your workbook on page 59, guys, do 15, 21, and 22. And then on page 60, do 22, 27, 29. 22, 27, 29. And then tomorrow you're going to have a quick quiz, and I mean a quick quiz. 3 problems on completing the square. Comprende? Everybody good? All right, working everybody.